friends, listeners. Welcome to Pause, Please. We're talking all things midlife, menopause, and the mundane. Did you find out any more info about Nourish?
Yeah, I had an appointment last week and it was very interesting. I'm cautiously optimistic. So I met with a nutritionist. I don't know what I expected, but she asked a lot of questions about food and how it made me feel and
How it
what I
made you
wanted.
feel, like if you
Like,
enjoyed eating or if you didn't have an
yeah, and are
appetite.
you an emotional eater? Is this something you've
Oh,
struggled
trying
with
to
for a
see if
long
yeah.
time? Yeah, like things like that. And I think I was pretty honest with her and I said, I am really struggling in this weight department. It's something that I haven't ever had to consider the way I am now. And it's getting to the point that it's really affecting like my self-talk and how I view myself. And I'm just I don't know what to do about it. And we talked about what the hormonal changes does. And so that was not what I was expecting. And she was like, well, let me explain to you what's happening. So she actually had a prepared document that she clearly uses a lot that talks about your hormones and what it's doing and how up to a certain age your hormones are here, but then this plateaus and this one's going all over the place and all these things. So she's like, you're not crazy. And she said, I think for me, I have somebody that I have to be accountable to, and that's probably going to be really helpful. But I don't think she's going to be somebody who is like, here's an eating plan and follow it, which is really what I would prefer. But she's making me think. And she was like, I want you to add protein to breakfast because I don't know if you guys have felt this way, but I am like in a funk. I don't want to eat. I just snack. I like really salty things and I love sweets right now. Like love them. Like if I could eat them all day, I would. And I've never really been that way. I can do it, but it's just it's bizarre. And I have no desire to make a meal. I like to cook. I enjoy cooking, but I'm like, that seems like a lot of effort.
Yeah,
And I
I
was
get it.
honest, I told her that. So she said, well, let's start with breakfast. And I'd like you to eat some protein. And she probably said this much protein. And she's like, that looks like a yogurt and maybe two sausage links or an egg and a yogurt. She's like, pick something of these three foods and you don't have to eat them forever, but eat it for the next week and tell me how you feel. And that's where we left it. And so all week I'm like, look at that. I'm not starving all day and I ate breakfast. Go figure. But I also truly believe sometimes when your change is hard until you're truly ready to make the change.
Hmm.
Like you have to do that. Anyways, it's really interesting. So she's like, we'll make another appointment in a week, see how it feels. And I don't know what will happen. So it was interesting. And she said she really was happy that I was seeing the MIDI health doctor. She said, I'm glad that you have somebody who's working with your hormones and is able to help you and adjust it.
Hmm.
Because I was like, I just had them adjusted a little bit because it was getting out of whack. And so she seems really knowledgeable. And she seems like she knows what she's doing and she likes what she does. And she really listened. At first, she was reading me questions. It was obvious she was reading me questions like off of a whatever, something that she had to do. But she listened, she heard all my answers and she was very thoughtful in the way that she responded and how she responded. I felt like specific to me.
Okay.
That's cool. So we'll
So
see. Yeah.
you're gonna see her again.
Hmm. Hmm. Yeah, I am. It's interesting.
I'm glad that you got some benefit out of that because
Hmm.
there are these online portals, these resources that we've been using, right? MIDI and then Nourish, and there's
Right.
other stuff too, like BetterHelp for
Yeah.
mental health. And
Uh-huh.
I went to go see the gynecologist the other week for my follow-up, and she knows that I've been seeing a MIDI clinician. And I said, oh, what are your feelings about that?
Oh.
And she says, there are a lot of women who have these needs, and it really has filled a gap. She doesn't necessarily agree with some things or how things have progressed. Maybe, I don't know if she meant that maybe MIDI was pushing certain things that the
Oh, I think they
general,
totally pushed
right?
certain things. Yeah.
She didn't really agree with that, but she did see that there is a true benefit, a true
Yeah.
need for women, and that it really is filling a gap. And the second thing that I thought was really helpful. So, Dana, you and I are using these estrogen patches
Uh-huh.
because as we go through this transition, and Rachel, this will apply to you later, is that we don't have enough estrogen in our system. And she was saying that estrogen is also stored in fat. And so as we lose weight, then we're losing estrogen.
Mm.
So there's this fine balance that we have to find
Mm-hmm.
to get our systems in order.
Yeah. And truly, what you do will be completely different than what I do. And that's
That's
what's
right.
so frustrating. So I might see you have these results, right? And be like, how come my body's not doing that? How come I'm not letting go of the weight or drop, or, and that's so frustrating because I think it's just something that we do. We just compare ourselves to each other unintentionally because we're stuck. So that is, I kind of got similar feedback from my MIDI provider and the Nourish person. Like, there's so many moving pieces. How can you, like, when I look at it that way, how can one provider just manage all of it?
Yeah,
So,
it's a
you
it's
do,
not a
you hear a
blanket
lot
for
of,
everybody.
yeah,
Everybody's
right.
specialized.
You need to eat more protein, but you need to do it less. But don't eat after this time. But you should fast. But add more
Hmm.
protein. But do the cardio. But don't do too like. And it's just overwhelming. I don't know if I told you guys this. I met a new MIDI provider and I liked her. And she was saying something similar. She's like, well, your body is changing. So she kept asking me how much water I drink. I'm like, I don't know. It's like two of these. And she was like, are you really drinking two of those? And I said, well, sometimes. And then she said, are you a coffee drinker? And I said, yeah, I've drunk coffee every morning on my way to work for 1,000 years, it seems like. And she said, well, you might be dehydrated. So I'm not saying that X amount of pounds is water weight. But she's like, because your hormones are changing, you could be holding on to your coffee and you could not be drinking enough water, and then you could be dehydrated, and I'm like, what are you saying to me? I said, I can't do this. This is too much for me. I can't remember drink the coffee, don't drink the coffee, when to drink the coffee, how much water. I'm like,
Mm.
I'm gonna explode. And she was like, it's okay. I'll help you. And I was like, okay, thanks. So now she's like, you got to drink more water. And the nutritionist is like, you got to eat more protein. Okay, I'm trying.
Yeah.
But
There's a lot to take in. Oh, protein. Okay, watch your red meat, and you gotta eat more veggies like so many times during the day. There's just a lot.
it's so overwhelming. I truly do. I feel super overwhelmed. I'm a little bit scared because I don't know how to, I just I feel out of control. Like, this is not a place I have been within myself. Like, I haven't struggled in this area before, and so it just feels really uncomfortable. I don't know what to do. But Sheila, how was your appointment? Are you doing okay?
Yeah, my issue, right, was the spotting and
Mhm.
Uh-huh.
any bleeding, any spotting, or any bleeding, however minimal, is not normal for a woman post menopause.
Mhm.
And so, of course, I'm like freaking out, right? And then when I left, I felt better because she says, okay, well, if you are bleeding as much like a period, then that is a big concern. And I had my ultrasound and I'm at 3 millimeters. And I guess the threshold is 4. And I said to her, hey, a millimeter is tiny. Who's to say that I'm not already there, that there's something to be concerned about? She's like, no, in this sense, a millimeter is a big difference. And
Okay.
so I thought, okay, well, then I'm feeling a little bit more confident.
But they
I'm
couldn't
glad
determine
you're
like why
finally
it's happening.
It could be anything. Some people, the lining of the uterus thickens for all sorts of different things. I don't know. Oh, and then she does her exam. She says, "Oh, I do see a little bit of bleeding, but I don't, but it's in your, okay, and tell me if this is just TMI, but I'm gonna say it anyway. You can tell me later. I do see a little bit of bleeding. It's on your cervix. And of course, that doesn't sound like it's okay. It's not in your uterus, it's in your cervix. And I'm thinking about my body and like biology and what that all looks like.
you're
My
like, hold
biology
on just a
class,
minute.
right? It's like, can I have a mirror? I don't quite understand. And she says, "Hey, are you allergic to silver?" And I'm like, "Huh? No, I'm not allergic to silver." She says, "Okay, well, I'm going to put a little silver here and that should help with the bleeding." She says, "I think you're fine. The bleeding seems to be because of the dryness in your cervix." I'm like, "All right." So now
Okay.
she prescribed, and I haven't picked it up yet. Now she
Oh, I know.
prescribed,
Yep.
okay,
Insertion.
yes, estrogen that I will take internally. And I'm like, oh, for the love of God. Okay, fine.
I don't know. Some people say it helps.
It's just like one other thing I got to do.
I know, Sheila. Rachel, I just want to prepare you for what might happen. So, the reason I asked to check my hormones was I was getting forgetful again, like massive brain fog to the point where it gives you anxiety because I don't know if I turned the stove off. I'm like, oh my God, I'm going to burn the house down with my family inside because I didn't turn the burner off this morning after I made my protein-filled breakfast. I was waking up again and I'm just super forgetful to the point it's only been a week. I woke up on Wednesday. I thought it was Thursday, and Thursday's the day that I changed my patch. You change it twice a week. And so I ripped it off on Wednesday. I forgot to put a new one on. And then I got to work and I was like, is today Thursday? And they're like, no, Dana, it's Wednesday. And I was like, it's funny. And then I got home and I was like, oh, I didn't. It's Wednesday. It's not Thursday, but I took my
Mother.
patch off. Well, do I put it on now or do I
Uh-huh.
wait till tomorrow? No, I don't know what I
Uh-huh.
did. I mean, this is the
Oh
craziness
my
that is going on in
gosh.
my brain.
Yes.
It's for real. I mean, I feel like I am losing my mind. It sounds like I'm losing my mind too. I don't know. I'm pretty sure
Oh,
today's Friday, so good news.
it is Friday, thank goodness.
It's
Hey,
Friday.
Dana, my MIDI clinician and then another friend had said that when you change patch or when it's time to put on a new patch, you leave
Mhm.
the old patch on to get the residual effects. You always have two patches. And I said, "Well, how do you
God,
keep
I
up?
can't do that.
How do you know which one to take off and which one?" And she was explaining to me her
No.
rhythm to
Uh-uh.
this. And I was like, "Wait, but that still didn't make sense to me." But I was just nodding my head in agreement. And so I was trying that at least this week, and I thought, wait a minute, is that right? Did I take the right patch off? I
Gosh,
don't know
Do
if I'm
that.
going to
I
do
can't.
this.
Rachel, I set an alarm
oh,
on my phone for
I'm gonna
7
up a
a.m. and I
freaking
still cannot
stream.
remember. I can't remember.
Yeah. Oh man.
Oh my
So,
gosh. Like I have a birthday in a month and oh my God, it's gonna go downhill from here.
it is. I'm sorry.
But at least you have
I
some
speak the
support.
truth.
I
Yeah.
did get up at 3 one night this week and I was like,
It's happening. We'll have a party. We
I'm
should
just like,
celebrate.
what the heck? And then one night I woke up and I was
Your
like,
heart racing.
no, it's just drenched. Like if
Rachel,
my
it is
Oh,
hair felt
happening.
like it was, my
Yes.
hair was like, oh, and I said, was I sweaty?
Yep.
And
Yep. 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 It's real. It's happening.
but I
We
slept
could have
through
a
that one. But I
morning.
did wake up like I had just
We could
hmm.
worked
have
out.
we could
Oh
have a
man.
weekend and we could start in black and we could mourn and then we could come out in
No,
like
I'm in
little rays
black
of sunshine and
today. Look,
color.
I'm all in black today.
I know.
Target.
Well, see, that's the problem right there because black, attracts heat. So when you go to bed at night, that's why you're sweating.
No,
Oh, it is
I
not why
don't
you're
wear
sweating.
black to
It's because
bed.
you no longer have hormones. Sorry.
You're going through the change.
I'm like,
Yeah.
get me out of this. And I didn't put an undershirt on. I was like, surely I'm going to need it when I get there because it's different from Texas. I stepped outside and I was like, holy smokes, let the air come in. And I couldn't get cool enough. Then we went to the office and it was stuffy. And I was like, if I can't get out of this office fast enough, I get to the hotel. It's stuffy. There's no AC. There's a heat on. I don't know if I told you about the room, but it's heat on, heat off, heat on, heat off. There's no
That's
AC
it?
option. There's
Oh,
no
no.
AC option.
No,
So
ma'am.
the front desk text like, "Hello, thank you for joining. Hope your stay is." I was like, so I text them right back. I'm like, "Where is the AC in this room?" "Oh, it's winter. We don't activate that in the winter. You can crack your windows." "What window?" "Oh, the one in your bedroom." Gotta be freaking kidding. "If you open the windows, they'll crack and you can let the cold air come in and it'll cool off your room." I said, "This is ridiculous." I said, "We will never stay at this hotel again." So there's two little windows and they have like the little handle, like where you pull. Well, I pulled, the handle came off in my hand. It broke.
Oh,
I had to sucker
Like
that
when you're in
thing.
elementary school and you got to be the window opener like that, like the little
Not
crack
like
and you push it
not
out.
that little cracky one. No, this was it reminded me like when you do a sliding door, like that little handle you grab and you slide your door open. But they only went like that. I mean, literally, it was just a crack about that big on each side. You got to be kidding me. This is all they have here. And so, yeah, I'm texting my group and I'm like, you guys, I said, look what just came off in my hand. It's the freaking handle to the window. Everybody's laughing. I'm like, this isn't funny. Just put that
Kind
sucker
of
back
funny.
together.
did you stay in that room or did you ask for another
No,
room?
no, I mean, they're all like that because we were all, and majority of our people are kind of like in my age right now. So they were like, yeah, we slept with the windows open. So crazy.
Were you able to open the window?
Yeah, I opened both of them and it did cool off the room. I was like, okay, that's kind of fascinating, but okay.
That's what happens when you live in a place that isn't windy and full of pollen all days long. You can open a window and it's lovely.
It was kind of different for sure. And it was nice. And of course,
All fresh air.
I know. And then they had the pine trees and the pine cones. They're all over the place. I'm like, oh, this is very different from Texas.
Mm-hmm.
Mm.
And then Kristen's been, she goes, welcome to Chicago. I said, shut up. But she was just as burning up as much as I was. And it's just, hers was a little more worse than mine. And how old is Kristen? She's 52, I think. So yeah, she
Uh-huh.
thinks she's at the tail end of everything. But she was hot and cold, hot and cold. And I was just like, okay. I had that one day
I
like
haven't
that.
had any hot flashes. Thank God.
I was
Just
fine
the
the rest
nice
of the
patch. But
time,
those
but
went
that
away
Yeah, with the patches, man, it was like instantaneous.
immediately. Immediately.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, highly recommend.
I'm just like, okay, it's coming. It's coming.
Welcome.
It's not
This-
coming, Rachel. It has arrived.
No,
Yes, it sounds like it's
coming.
here.
Sorry.
No, it's
Oh,
knocking at the door.
this
I'm not
is
letting it in yet.
yeah. What do you
No,
call
it's there.
Yeah. What do you call this?
It
Denial.
doesn't wait for an invitation.
Mm-mm.
It's denial.
No.
No,
And yes,
ma'am.
I am in denial.
Just trying to help you out.
Oh, I know. I appreciate it.
At least we have all of these resources. We've got MIDI, we've got Nourish, we've got each other. We're not sponsored by any of these things.
Yeah.
We sponsor and support one another through laughter and humor